So is it the end of the old DCEU? Is it the beginning of the new DCU? Is it good representation? If it fails, will Warner Brothers realize they were wrong and restore the Marthaverse? How about, is it a good movie? Because the others don't really matter. I mean, okay, the representation one, that does actually matter. Not to the point where it overrides whether or not it's a good movie, and I'm certainly not one to make any decisions about it, but it does matter, certainly, and that last one is just fucking dumb as hell. But the first two, again, unless you're a shareholder in charge of the spreadsheet, corkboard, whatever, at James Gunn's office suite, why should you fucking care? The stuff will start when it starts, and they'll decide what counts or doesn't count, and what they're gonna change their minds based on what they feel like and what's popular later on, or some screenwriter having a cool idea, so why get bent out of shape about it now? And also, for fuck's sake, people, it's DC. If you really think you'll never see Henry Cavill again, I have two words for you. White sideburns. Anyway, yeah, so Blue Beetle, it's pretty fucking good. You should go see it for however long Warner Discovery lets it stay in theaters, since it actually wasn't supposed to be here at all in the first place. Yeah, in case you forgot, the two pre-changeover made-for-streaming Young Legacy projects, this is the one they didn't cancel and instead put a bunch of marketing money behind and pushed to theaters because, well, whatever might have been going on with Batgirl, which they should just release. I mean, what's gonna happen? It's gonna do worse than The Flash? It's not exactly hard to see why even a studio as badly run as this one looked at Iron Man plus Spider-Man equals Mexican Kamen Rider and decided, yeah, that's worth a shot. I mean, granted, it probably sounded like more of a winner before there was a historic industry-wide labor strike and none of the talent involved could be hitting the talk and variety circuit all summer to hype it up, but still, you can see the logic there. Regardless, what director Angel Manuel Soto has put together here is a really solid superhero origin movie built around the winning lead turn from Jolo Mardueñas, Jaime Reyes, and a reliable ensemble cast including George Lopez, Damian Alcazar, Adrian Barraza, Elpidia Carrillo, and Belisa Escobedo as a family whose lives are upended when he inadvertently becomes the chosen host of a symbiotic suit of armor. Scratch that sentient powered space armor, it inherits both its mysterious alien powers and the sort of related legacy of the Blue Beetle, an obscure costume superhero who protected his city in the 80s and 90s but disappeared mysteriously a certain number of years ago, and that mystery involves him in a power struggle for control of the armor between the OG Beetle's do-gooder heiress daughter, who happens to be a pretty girl his own age, try not to be shocked, and Susan Sarandon as her scheming military industrialist aunt, who wants to make evil private military versions of the armor, which means there's bad versions of the hero who's bigger and red, and you know how these things go. The Jaime learns how to use the suit fight and stunt scenes are all thoroughly satisfying. There's very little fat on this. It really gets going once it gets going. There's a big storm the fortress battle rescue sequence where the family gets to have action scenes of their own that are kick all kinds of ass. The villains are actually villainous and have some real depth to them with efficient exposition to get the story across. Sarandon's pretty awful here. I feel like if they let her actually like camp it up and be over the top, it would have been more fun, but for some reason they're actually like making her be the serious part of the movie, and it doesn't work. Sorry. The henchman bad guy, Carapax, aka Omac, yep, guess we're going there, cool, is actually very good playing the straight man henchman, but Sarandon's character, they really feels like that should have been like a big, showy, over-the-top, hey, we got a good actress to come in and ham it up, and instead she's playing it like more or less straight, which is a weird choice. But the subtext behind it all has some real authenticity, the whole working family versus industrialist gentrification subtext. That puts some real bite behind an admittedly formula structure, and it really makes things land when it needs to. I mean, you've seen a lot of this before. It very much feels like a late 90s, early 2000s throwback to like a very big budget Disney Channel Nickelodeon movie with a little bit more violence in it, but you know what? It kind of kicks ass in that regard, and you've seen these things a lot because they work a lot. There's a recurring sense of, oh cool, we get to do one of these scenes energy to a lot of the action scenes, and it's infectious if you can groove along with it. Maybe the best compliment I can pay it, outside of the, wow, I can't even remember the last time I liked George Lopez this much in anything, he's really good in this, is that it plays like a great Phase 1 or Phase 2 Marvel movie if Phase 1 or Phase 2 Marvel had fixed their monochrome problem a lot sooner. So you know what? Call this an 8 out of 10. Give it a shot. I had a lot of fun.